So Microsoft just announced a new quantum chip and they are not being shy about it at all. They're claiming it is 1,000 times more reliable than anything they had before. And now they believe they can build a real working quantum computer years before they promised the world. But the part of this story that makes it bigger than just another shiny tech announcement is how they actually pulled it off. They did not do it the slow, old-fashioned way where human scientists test one idea at a time and wait months to see if it worked. They actually used AI agents to help design and build it. So this is really two huge stories crammed into one. It is a quantum computing breakthrough, and at the same time, it's a clear sign that AI is starting to speed up real serious science. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what was announced, why the numbers are such a big deal, how they did it, and why some experts are still cautious, and what it could mean for the next few years. So at the Microsoft's Build 2026, Microsoft unveiled a brand new quantum chip called Majorana 2. It is a direct follow-up to a chip they showed off last year called Majorana 1. The headline claim is simple, but enormous in meaning. The new chip's qubit said to be around 1,000 times more reliable than the ones in the previous generation. Now, to make sense of that, you need to understand what a qubit even is. In a normal computer, the basic unit of information is a bit, which is either a 1 or a 0. And in quantum computer, the basic unit is a qubit. And a qubit can hold information in a much more richer and flexible way, which is what gives quantum computers their potential power. Now, the catch is that it's been a brutal catch for decades, is that these qubits are incredibly fragile. They fall apart almost instantly. And that fragility is the single biggest reason quantum computing has stayed stuck in the lab instead of changing the real world. Now, to really feel why 1,000 times more reliable matters, you have to understand how bad the normal situation is. In most quantum computers today, a qubit holds its state for microseconds before it breaks down. A microsecond is 1/1,000,000th of a second. That is a tiny window scientists normally have to do useful work before the information just vanishes into noise. Microsoft says Majorana holds its quantum state for an average of 20 seconds, with some individual qubits lasting up to a full minute. The man leading the quantum team is Chetan Nayak, and put it bluntly, he said, "We are 1,000 times better. Going from millionths of a second to whole seconds is not a small step forward, that is a giant leap. The longer a qubit stays stable, the more calculations the computer can run before errors creep in and ruin the answer. Stability is everything in the field, and this is where Microsoft is planting its flag." Now, the problem we're actually fighting is something you need to understand, because to understand why this took so long and why it is being celebrated, you need to understand the enemy that these scientists have been fighting. And the enemy is noise. In the quantum world, noise means any tiny disturbance from the outside world that knocks a qubit out of its delicate state. It could be heat, it could be vibration, it could be stray particles of radiation passing through the chip. Even cosmic rays, the high energy particles constantly raining down from us in space, can mess with the qubit. Because qubits are so sensitive, a single unwanted nudge can destroy the information they are holding. This is why so many quantum computers have to be cooled to temperatures colder than deep space and shielded from almost everything. For years, the whole field has been chasing one goal above others, which is making qubits that can survive long enough to actually be useful. And Majorana 2 is Microsoft's answer to that exact problem. Now, how did Microsoft actually make the qubits last so much longer? A big part of the answer comes down to change in materials. The original Majorana chip used aluminium as its superconductor. A superconductor is a special material that lets electricity flow through it with no resistance, which is essential for this kind of quantum chip. For Majorana 2, the team switched to lead instead. Lead is the same heavy metal you might recognize from hospitals and industrial settings, where it is used to block radiation and protect people from harm. It turns out that same shielding property is incredibly useful inside a quantum chip. The lead superconductor helps protect the delicate qubits from those cosmic disturbances and stray radiation that would normally knock them out of their state. By shielding the qubits better at the material level, they stay stable for far longer. It is a great example of how a breakthrough is sometimes not a flashy new invention, but a smart change in the basic ingredients. Now, this is where the story stops being only about a chip and becomes something much bigger. Microsoft says it used AI agents to build a system called Microsoft Discovery to help create Majorana 2. And these weren't just chatbots answering questions for the scientists. These AI agents did real work in the research process. They helped organize and analyze nearly 2 decades of research data that had been scattered across many different formats and locked away in different systems. Think about that for a second. 20 years of experiments, measurements, and notes that no single human could ever fully hold in their head, all pulled together and made useful by AI. The agents automated measurements, optimized the manufacturing process, and pointed out weaknesses in the design that the human team had not even noticed. Now, there is one specific detail from this story that goes to show just how practical the AI was. While analyzing the team's data, one of the AI agents found a temperature sensor that was not calibrated properly. That faulty sensor had been quietly giving slightly wrong readings, and those wrong readings were skewing the team's results without anyone realizing this. And in a field this precise, a hidden error like that can send scientists chasing the wrong conclusions for months on end and waste an enormous amount of time and money. A human team had missed it. An AI agent sifting through the raw data caught it. The single example is the clearest pool of what Microsoft is really trying to sell here. It is not just that AI can chat, it is that AI can find the tiny buried mistakes that slow real science down and fix the process so humans can move faster. Now, why does this matter beyond just one chip? Well, when you think about this, for years, the bottleneck in science has not only been a shortage of ideas, it's been the slow, painful, unglamorous work of testing, measuring, cleaning up messy data, and spotting tiny mistakes that throw everything off course. And that work eats up time and burns out talented people. Microsoft is now claiming that AI agents guided and supervised by human scientists can speed that entire process up dramatically. And the proof they are pointing to is the chip itself. Because of these big gains in size, speed, and reliability, Microsoft now says that it expects to build a scalable, commercially useful quantum chip by 2029. That is roughly half the time they originally said it would take to get there. The long-term dream is still the same, a single chip that can hold 1 million qubits and fit in the palm of your hand. But now they think the road to it just got a lot shorter. Now, when you think about it, what can a working quantum computer chip actually do? It is worth pausing to explain why you should care about a scalable quantum computer in the first place. A powerful enough quantum computer machine could solve certain problems that are basically impossible for the biggest normal supercomputers today. That includes designing brand new medicines by simulating how molecules behave, creating better batteries and materials, modeling complex chemistry for cleaner energy, solving enormous optimization problems in areas like logistics and finance. These are not small wins. These are the kind of problems that could reshape entire industries. And that is the prize at the end of this race. And it is why so many of the biggest tech companies are pouring money into quantum computing. Microsoft saying it could hit a useful machine by 2029 is a direct claim that the future is arriving sooner than most people expected. Now, alongside the chip, Microsoft also quietly announced something that could matter just as much in the long run: Microsoft Discovery. The same AI research platform that helped build Majorana 2 is now generally available. That means that other companies and research teams can now start using it for their own work. It combines specialized agents built for scientific research, an engine for managing complicated research workflows, and enterprise-level security, governance, and transparency, so big organizations can actually trust it. Microsoft also showed off a free Discovery app preview that regular individuals can download and run locally on their own machines using a GitHub Copilot account. So Microsoft is not just selling the breakthrough they made, they're selling the very tool that helped them make the breakthrough to anyone who wants to try and make their own. That is a smart business move and tells you where Microsoft thinks the real future is. Now, some people may be skeptical, and that skepticism should not be ignored. That history of doubt is exactly why you should keep a level head when you're getting excited about this. A claim of being 1,000 times better is a marketing line until it is reproduced and checked by people who do not work for Microsoft. The most important question now are whether outside researchers can confirm the reliability numbers, whether the 20-second qubit lifetimes hold up under different conditions, and whether the approach really scales the way Microsoft promises. None of this means Microsoft is being dishonest. It simply means that in quantum computing, the gap between a lab demo and a real working machine has tripped up almost everyone who has tried. Keeping that in mind makes you a smarter viewer, not a cynical one.